Hey guys, welcome to Down and Dirty. I am E, the host of this channel, so to speak, and welcome to another episode. So today we're basically going to be going over ways that you can bring your plant back to health. This video is in reference to whenever you get a plant off the sales rack, but of course this can be for if someone gives you a plant that's beat up, or you want to rehabilitate one of your own plants that you let go. All good. So let's get into it. Quick side note, I almost forgot to mention that this video kind of stemmed off my video from 5 ways to save money on plants. One of those ways is buying your plants on the sales rack. So if you want to save some money on your plants, check out that video. Alright, proceed. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be doing here with this plant is cut off all the dead parts of it. This is very important, and it's one of the best things you could do when it comes to reviving a plant. You need to make sure that the plant can distribute its nutrients to new growth and new root systems and foliage, and it can't do that if it has all this crap attached to it and it's trying to send it to parts of itself that have already died. So we just want to get rid of this and kind of clean it up. My gosh, it looks so bad. Okay, that's better. I just really just want to get in there and get as much of the dead debris as I can. Alrighty, so now we have our hibiscus plant, our scraggly, leafless hibiscus plant. And if you look at the bottom, there's no freaking drainage. I hate when Lowe's and retail stores do this. It's just for looks, but the plant suffers because of it, because the water can't drain out properly. After I'm done struggling, I can move on to my next point. Okay, perfect. So now we have our drainage, which is how it should be at the base. And we're going to check out that root system, and just as I assumed, it's looking pretty root bound, which is essentially whenever the plant's root structure needs more space because the plant is developing a lot and there is no space, so the roots just kind of coil around each other. I'll show you guys in a second though how to fix that. So like I said, you want to make sure that your plant has the proper drainage. And now we are moving on to impatiens. And what I'm doing here is, again, I'm pulling off the dead debris. And while I do this, I just want to take a second to mention soil. When I filmed this, I actually lucked out and I was able to use soil from the compost pile. But if you're doing this, you are totally cool to just use regular potting soil. Alrighty, so for here, I am snipping off this plant. It's become really leggy, which is another sign that the plant has been in a pot too long. And what you want to do is you want to cut it at a clean angle. And then you want to do it right above the node of the plant, which is basically where the new plant is trying to shoot off. And we're going to save these cuttings instead of just throwing them out or composting them, because we can still use all parts of the plant. And again, you always want to be moving into a bigger pot, so that way the new root structure can grow, especially with root-bound plants. Alright, back to the whole root-bound scenario. So what you want to do is just want to get in there and just break it up. Break up that root structure, and you don't have to be worried if you break a root here and there. Like, see, I lost a whole clump, as you can see. It's going to be fine, and sometimes it's even for the better, and the plant will regenerate new ones. So I have the pot about a quarter way full. So it has some soil underneath the roots, and I'm packing it in. You don't want to do it too tight where it's intense, but at the same token, you don't want any air pockets. Okay, so these are those cuttings that we saved, and what I'm doing now is I am just going to pull off the dead parts of the plant, and I'm putting them in the water. Essentially, these will form roots over time, and it's just a fun little propagation method to where you can get more bang for your buck, and instead of just throwing your plants out, why not have new ones, right? Especially if you really like it. And voila, we're just gonna let these bad boys just chill out until they get some roots going. Okay, so as you can see, he's not looking too good. We're gonna fix that though, so it's all good. So I'm just cutting off the dead damaged leaves. And I know for some people this might be like hard to watch because you don't want to see all the beautiful leaves just go away, but they honestly need to go. So bam. Alright, now moving on to the next plant. Alright, see this tiny crappy worm of a root system? We're gonna fix that. I literally found this thing at Lowe's and it was uprooted just like that. Just sitting there in a pot, this whole thing. It was like the saddest looking peasant of a plant I've ever come across. Honestly, this is super therapeutic, so I hope you guys all actually try this. So you want to make sure when you plant your new plants, your new children, that you are watering the soil immediately after. I kind of looked out today. The day that I filmed this, it had been raining a lot, so the soil was all pretty damp for the most part. But that's key because your plant is freaking out. It just got picked up, thrown around, messed with, and now it needs some water. So you always want to make sure that there's water. And then again, we're gonna pat it down, but kind of aerate the soil on top so oxygen can get in. And of course, as always, water your plants. Alright, so we just went through the process of what you can do to revive your plants. And now I just thought it'd be kind of fun just to show you guys what the plants look like now. They're doing a lot better. And I would like to also make a note of the fact that I didn't really baby these plants after I did this. You know, I just kind of left them out. I let them do their thing, and just, you know, if I needed to every now and then I would water them. But for the most part, I just kind of just let them, you know, go away. My point with that is these are results with me not even trying. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I really didn't. After I put in the initial effort, I just kind of let them au naturel, just do what they wanted. Okay, so we're gonna start with this hibiscus plant. As you can see, it's just 20 times better. Lots of dark green foliage. It has buds all over it. If this blooms before I upload this video, I will add in a quick clip of the flowers because it bloomed a little bit the other day and it was just gorgeous. So we got this bad boy, and I already forgot the name of it. Oh. Okay, so this is a cornstalk Dracaena silk plant with vase. And before anyone's like, you don't know the name of plants, I'm just gonna say, like, I didn't buy these plants because I thought they were gorgeous or they're my favorites or I'm claiming to know a lot about them. I bought these plants because they were in need of some TLC. Oh. And I thought they would be a great example of restoring your plants back to health. So anyways, as you can see, this one, on the top, it doesn't have a ton of, like, wow, it looks so different, but there is definitely new growth developing, and it's healthy, dark, new growth. And as well, right here, this, well, let me get out of the shot. This has had a lot of growth right here. It wasn't even green whenever I did the initial filming, and don't pay attention to the fact that I'm awkwardly hunched over out of the camera shot. And so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna uproot this thing. I do not recommend doing this. If you want to know if your plant is starting to root whenever you're propagating it, all you have to do is give it a very light tug, okay? And I mean like baby light, especially if the more unsure you are, the lighter you want to pull. But when you pull and you get that little bit of resistance, that means that your plant is starting to root and you are on the right track. So this one I'm tugging and it definitely has resistance. But for the sake of the video, I would like to pull it up just to show you. Alright, so here we have our new root system. And as you can see, there's definitely a lot of growth and transformation from the original root system. So this giant beast of a plant this guy is huge. Look at it. So definitely doing good. Man, I had so much hope for this thing, but I know where I went wrong. It's so obvious now. Again, this goes back to me not really caring for them a lot after I did the initial pruning and cleanup. But basically, I think what happened was it got a little choked out from trying to compete with this giant monster of a plant, and it just like, I'll have to repot it because there's still some new growth on it, so I know it's still hanging in there. But I'm just gonna have to repot it so it's not competing for water with this plant, nutrients with this giant plant. But anyways, so far so good, right? And then last but certainly not least, we have our impatiens, and they're doing really good. Look at them. So they were super leggy at first, and we chopped those off at the nodes so we could have some new growth shooting up. And there's just so much new growth in this plant. It looks great. So there's a tag along in this pot. Basically, I don't know how this seed got in here, but look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. And it's blooming. So I might actually have a squash or a cucumber. I don't know. I just know it's some sort of squash or cucumber type plant. I'm not exactly sure what kind. I'm surprised it looks this healthy and this good considering I have not done anything with it. It's just hanging out. But if you happen to know, just from looking at it in the earlier stages, if this is a squash, a cucumber, a zucchini, you should comment below. These are the cuttings that I snipped off and put into the water. And check it out, they have a root system. So basically, if I wanted to be the proud owner of 4 impatient plants, I could. 4 new impatient plants because they've all rooted very well. And these are super ready for the soil. They're past ready for the soil, honestly. It's just, once again, this was more of just a visual thing for you guys. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. If this was helpful at all, please leave a like below. And you should totally subscribe. That would be super cool. If you have any video requests, let me know. I would like to do a video on like ways that you can know if a plant is worth buying on the sales rack or not. Because just because it's on the sales rack does not mean it's worth buying, because sometimes they are just past a point of return, and it's just a waste of money and time, really. So if anyone out there in the world of internet is interested in a video of that, let me know and I'll be happy to throw it up there. Also, I have a podcast. It's called Plants and Stuff. If you're interested, that is cool too. I have the links for that below. You should check that out. I want to hear from you guys watching. Comment below on any times that you've revived a plant or plants that you're considering reviving. And thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.